Hey Plastic Model Builders, welcome back. It's me, your host Ari, with Plastic Model Builder. We have the Revell Stuka JU87G-1. This is part 2. We are going to drill out the holes, as you see I'm doing right here with my pin vise. This is for the guns that go on the aircraft. You got to drill out those holes because they're not there. I assume that's in case you want to put the guns in, so if you don't want to do that, you don't have to worry about holes in your model. Here's a Pitot Tube. On mine, you can see got flashing right here. I don't know if they're all like that. Mine is certainly like that. So be careful. Also be careful when you take it off of the sprue. You've got this little leftover here, unless you're better than me at doing it, which God, I hope you are. But that's that. Put it in. It's got a little hole right there for it. Press it down firmly. Let the glue set. Just like that. Time to glue on the top wings to the bottom wing portion. Got a bunch of little pins here, and the flip side, of course, will have a bunch of boxes, as we call them. There they are, the holes. There's 6 of these, 2 up top, 2 in the middle, and 2 right there on the very edge of the wing. Put those on, and we will let those set. And while they set, you can also go around the outside edge of this aircraft with more wonderful glue and glue up these wings. You might have to hold it for a couple of seconds till it sets and starts to bond. Put some tape on them, clamps, whatever you want to do. Watch out for the Pitot Tube, of course, if you put that in, unless you do that after the fact. You know, some people like to just not include that, break off the tip and slide that in. However you want to do it, those are your options. Here's the other wing, same thing. Got all our little pins, and then we highlight the boxes. Put it on. You see this one will also have a little area for a little landing light. They think of everything back in the 40s, didn't they? Alright, so same thing, go around the edges. Now once those are dry, attach the wing assembly to the fuselage. You see me going around the edges there, then you go around these edges and then get the flat portions like you see me doing there that meet up with the plane. There will be a gap. I had a gap. I will show you the gap because we repair the gap. So there it is. You see the gap right there. Put a little more extra glue, give it some more bonding strength, and we will have to fill this gap in a little bit later. Anyway, go around the edges right here. Make sure the glue is secure so your wings don't flop all over the place. You might have to put a little bit of putty in there, not much. Yeah, this plane went together really well. Here are our wheels. 2 of those, 1 on each side. Put all the glue around them. When they meet up, just like this, make sure the treads line up too. Otherwise, it'll look weird and it'll ruin your model if you're particular about it. And here's the other wheel. There you go. Make sure the treads meet up. We'll let those dry. I'm going to put a little bit more glue around the edge, just like that. I love glue. It smells good. Just kidding. Wear a mask if you have to with glue. You know, you want to protect your lungs to provide you years of model making madness. Make these wheels look pretty. Once it all dries, you know, you could sand it down. Here are our guns. The guns also have 2 sides to them. Put them together. They do not have holes inside of the barrels, so if you want to make those, you can. I will show you how to do that after this is glued up and set, of course. You do want to let your glue set and dry. Part of the process, I know. And they also have ammo magazines that will go in there, and then something to hold them to the rest of the plane. I can't remember the name of it. Don't beat me up, please. But anyway, here's the other one. So got all our guns assembled, all 2 of them, fairly easy. The fun stuff is drilling them out. So here's the gun pieces right here. I'm just going to prepare those. These magazines, you got to file that down. They also have little registrations there, not registrations, holes. That's from the molds, so you're going to want to fix those. I will also show you that in this video, how I did it. We're all welcome to opinions on how to fix things. I'm not the greatest at them. I never seem to have any luck. These ones didn't turn out so bad, so maybe I did something right with this plane. Anyway, you see 1 barrel is drilled out. I went the extra mile, drilled these out. I'll show you how I do this other one. Right here, just getting off, you know, the mold injection lines. important to do. You want the model to look good. So I take a small pin vise here, slowly drill down. You don't want to go too far. You just want to open up this nozzle. Nozzle? Muzzle? Probably muzzle might be better. I don't know. I'm not good with gun terms. So just open it up slowly. Once we have it opened up enough and drilled deep enough, we're going to put in a bigger sized drill bit. And you see that here. If you don't have it on center, it's okay. We can fix that later. You just remember not to drill too far. As you can see, you want to make sure that fits in there and it goes just the right depth so you don't take out too much plastic and put a hole and stuff. That would be bad. So you see there, we're getting it a little deeper. It's a little off center. That's okay. We will fix that. So now I've got a smaller drill bit than the one before. We're going to drill a little bit deeper inside of this muzzle, and we're going to try to get down into the actual barrel. So here we go, getting further down, starting to look dark. We can go a little further, just measuring. We want to do that. You can also put tape there. You see I even went with a smaller needle there. Now this, we're just widening the top of the muzzle a little bit, just like this. Look at it, we'll see how it looks. Once we're happy with it, get our little knife here, and I'm just going around one particular edge that just looked like a little too thick for what the edge of this would look like. And there you go. So I got some filler. This is a Squadron. It's okay, mine's kind of old. I believe I put a little bit of acetone on it with my brush, just enough to not eat everything. It was watered down, and that's kind of going to make it mold into there. We've got the gun mounts, which was the name I couldn't remember earlier. So we will attach these gun mounts. You see they're angled, that way they go in the right direction. So make sure you also put these gun mounts in the proper way, angle, because the ammo magazine only goes in one way. Both large sides face towards the right wing. It's not asymmetrical where both big sides face towards each regarding wing. That's just one side with the magazines. So be careful with that when you build this plane. You want them facing one direction only, to the right wing. Here we go, sanding that down. Now here, my wonderful paint pen that you saw in my B17G videos. I use this to highlight all the panels. It's an enamel marker. And just go around all the little lines here. I'm not going to show you all of them. That's the wing. Here's a bit on the fuselage. A couple of lines. Go all the way down. It gets a little thin, so you got to constantly shake it. Make sure it doesn't separate out. But, you know, whatever effect you want. Not a big deal. So insert the ammo mag, as I stated earlier. They're facing the same direction. You see there's the nozzle, the muzzle, whatever you want to call it, and this is how they go, just like that. Looks kind of like a wing. Here's the other one, goes in the same way, and that goes onto the left wing, and you can tell by the angle of the mount right there. And there we go. You see both of those all facing the same direction. It's in reverse way you're looking at it. Here are our gear. This is a sprue, the tail. See how it goes into the tail stabilizer? Not a good thing. One of the few flaws on this kit, so you just got to sand these and be careful with it. That tail is one piece though, so it makes things mildly bit easier. So here's that seam, right down the middle. I'm just filling it in, let it dry. Got my toothpick to press into the corners there. I use my Squadron putty yet again, and the can't remember the name. See, this is what happens when you get old. Your mind goes. Polish remover, acetone. See, words, they help you remember things. Put a little bit of glue in there, which also has the acetone. Using my knife here to kind of even out the seam down the wheels. Make sure you go along the treads. We are painting it black all the way around. Once we're done that, we will take our little circle guide. This is how I did mine. You might do yours differently. You can do it differently if you want. You can paint the wheel gray first, then put a piece of disc tape in the middle, then paint the wheel. It's however you want to do it. So either way, see, I used a toothpick. I just kind of cut off the tip and jammed it in there, and it held. it got the job done. Flat black. My propeller, remember to get both sides. I painted the whole entire prop first and then flipped it to the other side. Try not to ruin the paint job on it, but it is a propeller, so not too bad. Anywho, this is what it looks like. Get the back side, 3 of those blades. They don't go yellow tipped. It was German planes. Their standards are a bit different. Just don't get your head chopped off by them. So here we go. Now that the wheel has dried, got my little circle guide here. Don't remember which size it is, but you can figure it out by a circle guide and you'll see which ones fit. Each side of this aircraft, you might have to turn the wheel a little bit. You see it's got just a little bit of leftover down there, and fill it in. Looks good. Back side of the wheel, same process. Make sure everything lines up. If you get a little bit over, just weather it somehow. That's what I do. Weathering is great. Sanding this smooth, one of the few areas of the model that has a flaw. I know some people complain and call the kit garbage just because of that, but this is called modeling. It's not called easy assemble. Get that, smooth it out, make it look pretty. That's the best I could do. I'm sure I'll get better at this eventually. Got the little circles down there on that. Flip it over, more on this side. Just preparing for later on. Landing gear, put the wheel in there. Make sure it spins. Got your pins and your boxes, same procedure. Just glue these on, just like that. Make sure you get your glue in there, hold it together for a little bit. That way it dries, it'll be nice and firm. And we can put these on in the next video, because this plane is fairly easy to do. That's why I recommend it for every run. Even if you don't like raised panel lines, and you don't like actually building, and you're not a stickler for detail. Right, so here are the steps, as they call them in the instructions. Our rear stabilizers. For the stabilizers, we are going to just simply prepare these for painting and assembly to the plane. That will come in the next video. So these are for the ailerons. I didn't like these things. They're small. I put mine on now. I advise waiting to put these on until after the plane is already built, because they're so small your fingers will hit them 1,000 times. I thought about it at first. The AMBs, aileron something or something. I don't remember the name, but it's got a little hole, and there you go. Just make sure they kind of face along with the panel lines. And coming up next, we paint. Good stuff. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, and like, of course. And as always, until next time, see ya.